Why not? Yeah, we only had the one character death. We had several near deaths. And one of them in particular, while the zombies were, mobbing her and cannibalizing her, um, did some very very compelling scream work. To the point that we were kind of like, hey, we good? We good? Good. Okay, no, you're good. Cool. All right, this is cool. I am a little concerned about the call the camp might get from the neighbors, but good.
Speaking of good, you know what would be good is if I actually had my character sheet up.
I should probably do that. Yeah, I did. So I
Oh,
did.
fuck,
I
need
did.
dice.
I answered
Yeah.
my questions. I did my advance.
You did
Oh
your
fuck! I
advance.
gotta do an advance.
Yep, you got to do an advance, and you got to tell me about the things that hadn't gotten checked. And that's probably where we're going to start tonight. Give me
Yes.
2 seconds.
Ass and shit.
Yeah. Okay, so while my players are getting themselves together, I will begin because I'm fully faking that I have any of my shit together. I'll be getting that together once they start talking, because this is role playing, and the primary role that we play is pretending to be adults who know what we're doing. Hi, and welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content in the forms of streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits, aid organizations, and progressive causes. We are currently raising money for Doctors Without Borders, who are providing critical care and disaster relief around the globe, particularly in Palestine and Ukraine. We ask that if you like what you see here, take the $5, $6, whatever you can spare, absolutely no expectations, and you donate it directly to Doctors Without Borders instead of giving to us. They do important life-saving work. We pretend to be elves on the internet. We're not the same. Give them your money. They need it more than we do. The donate button is right where the subscribe button would ordinarily be, unless you are on mobile, in which case it doesn't exist for reasons because apps are fucking dumb. And but anyway, you can do the exclamation point donate command, and that will take you to the donation screen where you can cause the McElroy brothers to yell at us and interrupt whatever dramatic and important scene is going on. This game has a couple of donation incentives. A $15 donation will allow you to give a player of your choice +1 forward. If you just like everybody, you can throw it into a pool. A $20 donation allows you to give a player of your choice -1 on their next roll, costing you more to be nasty. And if you donate $25, you can force me, Della Collins, to run the game in this voice for 60 seconds. You won't find a deal like that anywhere else. If you are interested, if you think that's funny, you should check episode 6, where I do a full Holy Roller sermon, Hellfire and Brimstone, in that voice. Or episode 7, where I read most of Psalm 91 in that voice. I had blocked out these memories, but they happened. Now that is out of the way, let us introduce our players. How are you, players? How are we feeling tonight?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good now. I don't know how that's going to bear out over the rest of the session, but
We're playing to find out. We are playing to find out. What is my Twitch doing here? All right, let us go to Amber. Your name starts with an A. So
Wow.
that
Does it?
I'm not first.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
Wild.
Brendan, I'm so sorry that my mom didn't name me Megan the way she wanted to so that you could go first. So
A tragedy.
Truly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. I am a 3-time Emmy-nominated TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. Currently working on the Chew universe. Why did I want to say the Chewmonomicon? That is incorrect. currently working on the Chew-niverse, which is the expansion of the Chew tabletop role-playing game. You can find me anywhere there's an internet at the Space Jamber. And I am bringing you Imogen Warwick tonight, coming back from season 1. I am playing the Scholar, which means I'm the only mortal that's at this table. But my dad was just excommunicated from the church and going through lots of deconstruction. And you know what that means in evangelical circles. Nothing good at all. We love it.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We'll see how long you keep that mortality tag anyway. You know,
Yeah.
we're playing to find out.
Oh, great. Love that.
That sounded like a threat.
I don't make threats. I just make cryptic statements. Brandon, it's how
How indeed. I wake up every morning and ask myself that. Hi, everybody. I am Brendan, he, him. I am playing Sefer, the vessel, they, them. I am not nearly as qualified as Amber is. I mostly just play these silly games on the internet. When I'm not doing this game, I am playing Alex Sandowski, aka Victory, over on Academy H, our Audioverse Award nominated Mask's Actual Play podcast. They'll release those results any day now, presumably. It's been 3 months, guys. Also, I'm the keeper for Cryptid Community College, our Monster of the Week actual play podcast that is also going on. And I think that's it for me on this channel. And beyond that, I am also a writer for Dystopia Rising Maryland. As far as my character, I'm playing Sefer, the vessel, they, them, yeah, we've all heard the bit at this point. Teenage Frankenstein, thembo, V2 rocket in a trench coat, really going through it. Just got a new housemate. It's going great. My dad was kind of a terrorist. That's also great. It's cool. It's cool. We're all extremely cool.
To be fully fair to your dad, he wasn't a terrorist. He was a state-sponsored vigilante who was given state authority to use violence against those the state did not. He was explicitly not a terrorist, or at least he was a state-sponsored agent of.
Okay, so he was in a civilian. He was in a civilian militia auxiliary, not a death squad. Decidedly
Yes.
not a death squad.
Decidedly not a death squad. The terrorism organization happened after he left.
Yeah, yes.
At least according to what he's told you.
Then they became the death squad.
Then they became the death squad.
But he wasn't in it when they were a death squad.
He was not in it when they were a death squad.
No. He was in it when it was above board and legal.
Yes. Speaking of Sefer's housemate, JD.
God, I regret living there now. That's fine. I didn't have a choice. Hi, I am JD. He, they pronouns. I do way too many things, so I'm not going to bother listing them. Most of them are on this channel. Some of them aren't. If you want to know where I am on any given night, check out the socials, and I'll probably have thrown something in there. In this game, I am playing Saint Soren Augustine, the Revenant, he, him. And Soren, I mean, I think he's doing really fine. I mean, he's living with Sefer, second house he's been moved to since he was removed from his parents, which is, again, totally fine and not a problem. The end of last season went really well for Soren. He did cocaine for the first time, and he murdered 2 people. So that's where we're at, but he is doing nothing wrong. He is perfect. He is well-behaved, and I'm sure he's not going to cause any problems on purpose or on accident.
Yeah, you haven't been sneaking out at night.
No, I haven't done that. No, why would I do that? I'm so good. I'm so well-behaved.
Everybody says, what a nice boy.
Yeah,
We
just
had
thank
fun.
you, Bedlam.
Rip it,
Thank
baby.
you very much,
Slop that
Bedlam.
down, dude. Yeah,
Hi,
dude.
I
Crack one
am
for the big boy.
Della. Bedlam is our fourth player who is not here tonight because of the illness, which sucks. So we're very glad to see him in the chat, which is lovely. He is playing our resident drug dealer, Tainted Playbook, Jerome, and we miss him terribly. Oh, right. He did, however, donate enough money to make me do the voice. So we're going to have to do the voice. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to start out giving the backstory to this game. This is season 2. Season 1 ended with some shit. So, with aforementioned murders of some people who honestly kind of deserved it. They showed up to a house party looking to kill some kids, or maybe not kill the kids, but definitely rough them up, turn a couple into werewolves. It's a bad scene. Bad scene. Luckily, our heroes were there to stop them. But just to give a little bit of backstory on the game, and I guess I should start my Stitch voice now. In the mid-1800s, the newly vested Archon Augustine discovered that several key members of his holy church were in fact vampires. Rather than follow what was unwritten tradition and treaty, and handle this matter internally within the Holy See, the Archon dragged a prominent and popular archbishop into the center of St. Peter's Square at noon and watched him burn to death. Similarly, breaking with tradition, the vampires responded first by burning down the Archon's palace, along with everyone inside, then calling a press conference in front of the flames, in one stroke revealing the supernatural world to all of humanity. Vampires, werewolves, homunculi, demons, fairies, and worse were suddenly out in the world this could not stand. Humanity was done being preyed on. The church led a massive, nearly worldwide mobilization of forces against the supernatural world and won. The Grimm Convention, signed in New Amsterdam in 1944, ended the Last Crusade and provided a series of strictures and guidelines by which the supernatural communities were expected to live. In America, each state has broad leeway over how they interpret these guidelines. Our story is set in Maryland, where the supernatural is given a great deal more freedom than in other regions in the world. At least that's how it was. Recently, however, Maryland has been rocked with a series of scandals. The rise of the Sons of Adam, an anti-supernatural militia group with political aspirations, has put the supernatural community on edge. Saint Soren Augustine, previously a peaceful and comforting public figure, has been removed from his parents' home and moved up to Maryland under what some are calling mysterious circumstances. And he was recently, well, not too recently, about 6 months ago from the start of today's game, was filmed body slamming a man into a wall. And his presence at a certain party where drugs were found is calling into question a great deal of elements of his personal character. This high school party that got a little out of hand might have gone unnoticed, but it was in fact attacked by werewolves and vampires, apparently operating in opposition to the Sons of Adam, and they were barely turned away by the work of Saint Soren, Imogen, Sefer, and Jerome. Over the past few months, as the first semester of this year of high school comes to a close, the world for our children has become much more uncertain. There have always been talks about what's the best way to protect the community, the supernatural community. But now there's a subset of voices that appears to be getting louder Does the community deserve protecting at all? This is where we open. Despite the tumult, despite everything, the oh, just trying to give some advantage points. Oh, okay. I'll give advantage points. We'll throw 2 in the pool for the other $25. So 2 advantage points to the pool for y'all to start out, which is good. The world's gotten grimmer. At this point, your youth group has continued to meet. You guys have started doing a lot more community involvement. You've been doing a lot more handing out food to the homeless. You've been doing a lot more like um, uh, making sure that like the senior center has good signage, good like lines in their parking lot. You've been doing a lot of just little community aid things around. That's how you guys have been spending most of your Wednesdays, alongside occasional moments of prayer. Matt, your youth group leader, has you've noticed he's been more and more sort of withdrawn. He's been spending a lot more time um, out on his boat, out in the bay. And you know that some people are saying that that's not ideal. Some of you, those of you who care to know that he's out there communing with his patron, uh, Jesse. But the details of those conversations he has hidden from you. I'd like to talk about what's been going on with you guys. I think let's start with the boy who is doing the most right now, or at least the player who sent me the most paragraphs, which I appreciate. I love you, JD. I'm just going to call you out here slightly. As a GM, I love that shit. So we're going to start with you. What's been going on with our boy? What's been going on with Saint Soren? Also, send me an updated character sheet. Everybody, throw those
I
in the.
mean, that part was terrifying. What has Soren been up to? I mean, Soren has been doing his chores. He has been doing his homework. He has been attending all of his classes. He has been attending every single youth group meeting and doing all of the community events and services. He has been looking
What
for some assistance.
what about that 1 week? What happened
Mm,
that 1 week?
Soren did what he told Sefer he was going to do at the end of season 1 on that night when everything happened at the party. And he said that he was going to go pay his parents a visit. And he's pretty sure that he did, but he doesn't remember much of that week. He came back, though. All of the adults think that it was a traumatic response to the violence that unfolded at the house party. And he's settling in wonderfully with Sefer and their family.
Hey JD,
Yes, Stella.
could you do me a favor?
Sure, I would love to.
Could you unless you've got to move about it, could you roll with favors owed to Zeke?
Hmm. Interesting. Where do I find that, Stella?
Look on your character sheet. Hold on, let me see if I can pull your old sheet up. Oh, here's the Revenant sheet. So, actually, roll with names on your call.
Hmm. Okay.
That's what I actually want you to do.
I would love to. That is an 11.
Ooh. You know, when you go home and you see your parents, you have memories of your time there. Of course you do. But they're all kind of in sort of a you're experiencing them through a sort of a depersonalized haze. It's very much like something that happened to a character in a book, or in some cases when it's a little closer to home, like a character you played on stage. The one thing that you've taken with you is that you and Estelle talked about this when you said you first wanted to go back home. You talked about um she mentioned there are things that your parents had to do to get you to make the house safe for you again. There were a couple of things that were required. One of them was they had to have they had kind of set up the house in kind of a real world sort of situation, so that there were a lot of cameras in sort of public facing rooms, and they're including a camera in your bedroom. And those cameras had to be taken down. That was like number one of the things that they had to be taken down. The They also had to attend mandatory counseling and mandatory parenting classes. Um, what you the one thing you learned going down there to see your parents, the cameras are all still there. And I don't know how close you looked, but it didn't look like they were going out to any classes. If you followed them, nobody went to a therapy session. Maybe it was an off week. Maybe. Zeke, the whole time you're there, unless you consult with him, is silent.
I
You get
think
back. Oh,
I
go
think
ahead.
there is a moment, if Zeke has been silent, where Soren calls him
Yeah,
out
just
on
to
it.
fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude.
Thank
Crack one
Thank
you.
you
the
for the
big boy.
donation.
Yes, thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it so much. We can throw some incentive. We can throw some more
Advantage.
advantage into the pool. There's words. I know them. I was an English major. I talk for a living. You can tell. Advantage in the pool. So yeah, That's 2 more advantage for you guys. So you got 4 advantage to pull from for any rolls that you would like to make. So yeah, you call Zeke out on how do you how precisely how precisely do you call out your uh fox, your ominous positivity fox?
I think it's after one of the times that we followed my parents. And the thing is, Zeke is never this silent. And so there just comes a point where Soren says, I know you have an opinion on this, Zeke. What aren't you saying?
Would sharing my opinion help? You know my opinion, Soren. I have not been shy about sharing it. I don't feel as if sharing it here will do you any good.
You mean that opinion that I should kill my parents?
They should be punished for what they did to you.
Yet you're not pushing me to do that right now, right here, when I could. Why?
You do not deserve punishment. They do.
And I would be punished if I hurt them?
It harms you when I push you. I see it. If you want to kill them now, do so. I will help. If a more fitting punishment can be thought of, perhaps we'll do that instead. You have been martyred once. I have no desire to see you do it to yourself. If you intend to kill them, do so. If not, it will keep. They may not live forever, but you will live as long as I say so.
No, you're right, Zeke. Now really isn't the time.
With
I
the
need to
eyes of
know
the
what I'm
world,
going to do to them before I act.
I agree.
It doesn't feel like they should be the first. So I guess at this point they wouldn't be now, would they?
Oh, right, the werewolves. Yeah, they definitely counted.
For murder or something else?
Oh, murder. Yes. Yeah, those are definitely you killed those guys. You killed those guys. And good for you. They weren't important deaths. I suppose they were your first.
I don't know that I like the idea that I killed someone and it didn't matter.
Zeke sort of sits on his haunches and sort of looks up at the sky, does that sort of dog thing where he leans on you. And it looks and kind of like paces on the ground a little bit. And you've seen this posture before. He's trying to think of how to describe something. And he says, "It matters. There is matter and then there is matter. Tin is matter. Gold is matter. Both are elements created by the formation of stars. One is more valuable than the other. I am a creature of vengeance. Those men deserved death. Their deaths were just. They came to do harm to people who had done nothing to them. Tin is useful, but it is not gold. It bothers you to have killed. You should speak to humans about this if you wish for human comfort. I am not human. My relationship with death is not that of a human. I cannot provide you with the comfort you seek."
I don't really think anyone can. I can't exactly talk to the humans about what I did without, well, being at risk of being a martyr once again.
You could talk to your roommate, who is not human, who sniffs the air uncomfortably whenever I am around. But they were present.
Perhaps I could. I'm not, Zeke, I'm not looking for comfort from you. I know that's not what you're here for. You're here to guide me, right?
Yes.
And that's all I'm asking for from you.
JD, roll with your own faction.
That is an 8.
Sometimes when you're talking to Zeke, you get little glimpses of its processes. We say he with Zeke because Zeke is a boy fox, but what Zeke is not gendered. Zeke is a it is only gendered in that it is in a body. It is embodied right now. And it is a spirit. It is a vengeance spirit. And it is a spirit of a sort of cold and calculating vengeance, of justice. And so, usually, the little wisps and tendrils of thought and emotion you get from it are either very animal, coming from this embodied presence, such as when you first went to that party and Zeke ran off to go chase the cats, or when at the Grimpley's house, Zeke would go get Kibo's food. Uh, and and other times, what you get is very sort of high level, like entity of cosmic judgment shit. Uh, you rarely get anything that feels like human, all that human from Zeke. But in that answer, when Zeke said yes, Zeke hesitated. There was a moment of hesitation. And you felt something you've never felt from Zeke before, which was uncertainty. Zeke said yes. And as Zeke said yes, the certainty came through. But for the first time, you noticed Zeke might think he's here for a larger purpose. We're gonna cut away from Florida. As I said, most of your memories are kind of foggy and faded. We can kind of fill them in as we go. Um, what I'm gonna say is you can spend a hold on anything to you can basically spend a hold or spend an advantage point to just say I know this because I learned it in Florida. You can do that for like one thing. So you go, you come home, you're living with Sefer, and this happens relatively soon after the party. You go down there. Sefer, I want you to roll. You can either roll to figure someone out, rolling with mind, or you can roll with spirit, let it out, to try to figure out what's going on with your new roommate.
Okay. Okay, so mind or spirit. So
Mind or
figure.
spirit.
Okay.
Spirit is going to be basically you're rolling figure it out, figure someone out, or let it out.
Uh huh.
So rolling with spirit will result in the corruption as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Hmm. I. Yeah, I will go ahead. I'll go ahead and I'll do let it out. Spirit's better roll for me.
Sounds good.
So okay, that's 10.
A 10. Okay. So tell us a little bit about how the um oh gosh, I forgot your mom's name again. Uh
Um, Marie Wollston, Sister
E-
Wollston.
Woolston. Yes. Uh yeah, so how has the Chappick Woolston household changed since your the addition of Soren?
Well, it's despite the fact that it's only adding one additional person, it does feel a lot 4. Yeah, I mean, like, teenagers take up an outsized, presence of space generally. Um, and so I think that Sefer's mom, Sister Marie, is in particular is in that way that she does is very much kind of falling over herself to try and like really like make Soren feel at home. Like really wanting to make Soren feel comfortable. Uh to the point that like, intentionally or otherwise, yeah, that Sefer feels a little bit kind of like almost kind of like a third wheel, uh, you know, a third wheel at breakfast. So Sefer has kind of been withdrawing inward a little bit more, spending more time in their attic room. Um, Reaching out to their dad a little bit, Father Chapek, kind of when they can, but I think I imagine kind of with the current situation, Father Chapek has been working a lot of late nights. Um, and when he's been home, he's been tending to also kind of uh, withdraw inward a little bit. Um, in that respect, they are somewhat similar, I suppose.
Yep. Yep. S- Okay. Sorry. I am really looking through some stuff here. God damn it. Why are my
No,
notes
Della,
so
don't consult
useless?
your notes.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to know
you're
everything.
right. You know what? You're right. Vibes only. Vibes only. Most of my notes are vibes only. So that's fine. Um how are you getting out of the house when you're sneaking out of the house? Sephir's up in the attic. You are in what was once like an office. Um, Father Chapek and Sister Marie do sleep in the same room in separate beds. Um, they are not married, but neither of them snore. So that's cool. And they like one another well enough. The So yeah, you are in kind of a sort of another like a guest bedroom slash office thing that they've tried to make really nice for you. Um, is there anything that you requested to make the place feel like home?
I mean, what has Soren ever had that's felt like home?
I think the one thing that they have done, having seen your room at the Grimbleys and having seen pictures of your room from your house, is the one thing that Sister Marie has done is put in um, a like very clearly taken from like an old theater, one of those like three mirrored, those angled mirrors, like so that when you are getting dressed and when you are putting on your clothes, that you can like check yourself out from all angles. Um, and like so that's something that she has gotten for you. The closets here are not quite as nice as they were at the Grimpleys. The house is a little smaller, um, but that is a feature of your room. So how how are you getting out at night?
I mean, very easily in the tried and true teenager way. I'm opening the window and I'm jumping out of it because I don't need to worry about hurting myself doing that.
Yep, yep, yep. That's true. You don't. Um, I have a friend who uh kind of really fucked up his ankle doing that. Um, who may
isn't there like a whole like line in an MCR song about that?
There is.
probably, yeah, sounds right.
Remember when you broke your foot
Yeah,
from jumping
yeah.
out the second floor? Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about that because I'm okay. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ba-dum-tsh.
basically what happens is every time you jump out the window, you do break your foot. It just heals really fast. So you you like barely feel pain anymore. You barely feel anything anymore. But that aside, so yeah, you've been sneaking out at night. I'd say, Sefer, you've been. Oh, Sefer, do me another favor. Would you? Why don't you roll for me a couple of mind rolls to work on your project?
Sure. How many mind rolls?
Give me like four,
Four. Okay. Okay.
four
All
mind
right.
rolls, like four,
Four
like
mind
just one,
rolls.
two, three,
Okay.
four, real quick.
Let's give it
Um,
a whirl.
so I can be getting that down. So you're jumping, JD, you're jumping out the window. Where have you been going most of the time?
Well, I know one of the things you'd mentioned is that uh, anti supernatural sentiment is rising. And so essentially, Soren is looking for anyone he can find who might be involved in perpetuating that. People doing graffiti, people desecrating or damaging certain buildings. That is what he is doing, sometimes with the intention of getting information, like trying to see who is doing this, probably sometimes with the intention of getting into a fight. He has his face covered. He is wearing a half mask so that he's not as easily identifiable, and a beanie. He is dressed in all black. He is doing what he can to look as little like himself as he can.
Okay, okay. Sefer. One night, it's been a couple of months. First of all, what did you roll?
So on four rolls, I got one success.
This is a really hard project.
Yeah, seems like.
Yeah, yeah. This is a really tough project. We'll get to that. Um, One night you hear from just sort of below you. You actually hear the window open. It just happened to come at a time. Normally, it when you open the window, Soren, you time it for when the air conditioning kicks on. You mistimed it this time, and you were anxious to get out there, and you opened it just a little bit early, and so Sefer, you hear it. It's now, we started the game in like September. It's now solidly November. What So Soren, you've now been living here for the past like little under a month and a half. If you look out, if you sort of poke your head out the window, you see a black clad form slipping out of Soren's room. Do you follow?
Yeah, I think that Sefer is really frustrated with their inability to crack this code tonight. They thought that they were making some progress finally, like, and it's two steps forward, one step back constantly with this. and I think, yeah, they're going to. So they are going to also open their window, because they know that with the drop in temperature and how their mom has likely adjusted the thermostat, that means that the timing of the air conditioning kicking on is going to be delayed slightly every 13 cycles as opposed to 15 cycles, like it had been the previous week when things were warmer. Um, and
I've missed Sefer so much.
I love it when you talk science.
Sure, that's what I'm doing. Um, uh, so opens the window and sort of just orangutans down the tree that is outside of their window.
All right. Okay. We're going to get back to you two. Imogen,
Hello.
how are you?
Oh, whoa, what's this? No, that's Amber, not Imogen. Imogen would never. Oh, whoa, what's this? Uh,
No, no.
no.
Imogen would very confidently say exactly what it was.
hmm Yes, exactly.
Better to be
Um,
confidently wrong than to have people think that you don't know what you're talking about.
right. Uh, Imogen's okay. Imogen's Imogen's spent the last several months watching the tension between her parents grow louder and louder and louder, and of course, in the beautiful way that the beautiful way that deeply religious parents are. They don't have any indication or intent to really do anything about the state of their relationship except just stiff upper lip it and press on. Um, you can tell in the snide, little underhanded ways that Imogen's mom makes comments about marrying people she didn't fully know. You can you can kind of sense it in the way um, Imogen's father grips the newspaper when there's a radio report on ever growing tensions rising between secular parts of society and um, secular parts of society and folks belonging to the church. Um, and anytime the party is brought up, Imogen stays completely silent, knowing how much she was in trouble for even just being there between both of her parents. It was like the thing that temporarily brought them back together for a time is punishing her for being present at that dang party. Um, so she probably hasn't been seen outside of the house too much beyond her absolute necessities: school, youth group, internship, home. Like that's it. um no tomfoolery, and her parents have actually instructed them to stay far away specifically from the rest of the kids. No Jerome, no Sefer, no Soren. um for one reason or another, her parents are just saying they're bad influences, either for getting into drugs or questioning one's, religious path, whatever. Um, blasphemy, what have you. Um, so really, they've just been holed up in their room when they're at home and continuing their research into some of the conspiracies that her father whispers about in his sleep, taking little bits and pieces and trying to parse what he's saying and whether figuring out whether or not it's sensical or really rooted in reality. Um, but when Imogen sees the other, when Imogen sees Soren and Sefer and Jerome in the hallways, they still like wave a little bit, give a half-hearted smile. They've heard that Soren has moved in with Sefer, which is great, wonderful, probably a fabulous, way of a fabulous home for Soren, but um yeah, probably for the best overall. It's just unfortunate that they finally felt like they found some folks with which they belong and they actually could be called friends for the first time in a long time. And well, I mean, if the party was going to tear them apart, at least everyone is still alive. And those are the little miracles.
It's been really tough at home. Your parents, one of the hardest parts right now, I think, for Imogen is not knowing what to expect because it is so up and down how they interact with one another. Trying to oh, hi, Via Sanctus. This is, in fact, an Urban Shadows actual play. The pitch for which is what if, oh, what's that kid's book? Well, what if Percy Jackson was his Dark Materials? Welcome.
Yes.
Um, so this is season 2. So we're catching up with our players. Imogen, the hardest part for you right now is not knowing what to expect from your parents. You wind up occasionally feeling like they're both trying to treat you so nicely.
Mhm.
They're both clearly trying to, oh, let's not let this affect the kids. But it's so tough because you'll walk into a room and it's either ice between them or they're fucking fine and it's really normal. And you don't know what's worse.
Imogen feels powerless in so many different unique ways right now. One being the only one in their little friend group at school that doesn't have powers. So there's that, but they can't control that. But two, I mean, literally feeling so powerless at their internship, knowing that the days are numbered since all of the cuts are being made at the church. They're still processing and going through like reorgs. Ooh, trigger warning, reorganizations and layoffs.
Mhm. Too
um,
real.
yeah. Um, and then of course everything going on at home eh, with her with her parents and seeing truly how powerless they are to feeling like there's going to be any sort of resolution at all, or if this is just going to continue until Imogen graduates, in like 6-7 months, and then there's no reason for them to stay together. But it'd
The
be
one
like that.
place, there is a place where you do have power. You know you are God's gift to research. You know that if you can't put your hands out and grab it, you can at least fucking read about it. And
Mhm.
then if it comes your way again, maybe you'll have the background knowledge to reach out and grab
Mhm.
it. So you're doing a lot of work on sort of various things right now. You've got a lot of irons in a lot of different fires. One of those is still going through that paperwork from the bishop's office
Yes.
that our friend Sam acquired for you. I'm sorry, I can't stop touching my microphone.
You're
Would
good.
would you like to roll arcane detective? In this case, you're not interviewing a knowledgeable PC, but you are going through their trash.
Yes, I would love to roll Arcane Detective. Oh, I forgot that I took Arcane Detective for a different advance, so I should
Did.
take a different. Okay. Um, yeah, I will. So roll with mind,
Yes.
please. That is a 10 on the dot.
Oh, fantastic. You're looking through this. Previously, you had found evidence of a cover up.
Yes. Yes, I had.
You'd found evidence of a cover up that involved your dad. That your dad's excommunication, his shunning, all of it was related to a cover up.
Right.
He did definitely still break into the bishop's office, which is what caused his excommunication, but the initial losing of his office, being stripped of his office and all of that, did in fact come related to a cover up. You're sort of going back through papers looking for stuff that you might have missed. And you discover that you see the name Matthew Warwick, your uncle.
The dead one?
Yeah. And you see that name mentioned. And then you see that some stuff has been like torn up or blotted out. And then you see a line that's handwritten on an piece of paper, like somebody printed out an email,
Huh.
where some paper has been like torn up, shredded by hand, not put through a paper shredder, but somebody just tore it up, threw it in the trash. You see, written by hand is the phrase Warwick proved that lineage is not enough. Purity of blood is required. Perhaps an admit. That's it. Breaks off halfway through that word.
Huh? What the so sorry, Amber broke down for a second, like, blue screen. Um, w say that one more time.
Warwick proved that lineage is not enough. Purity of blood is required. Perhaps an admin. And then it just breaks off. I will copy and paste it into your channel in the Discord.
Huh. What are the dates on this? Or is that even, like, on
Um,
there?
you rolled a 10. So from what you can tell, it is the same year that your uncle died.
Okay. Okay. What's an admin? Okay. The sorry, I'm now just going in Columbo mode where I'm like, all right, hold on. Where are the little breadcrumbs that have been placed throughout the... Okay, anyway.
Hey, good news. Sefer has the coat for it.
It's true.
Sefer does have the code for it. But do you have the green cigars for it?
I mean, they could.
Jerome might.
Jerome does, no doubt.
Yeah. Jerome, Bedlam, if you're still in the chat, Jerome just has a whole bunch of green cigars. That's canon now.
Sorry. We've been watching a lot of Columbo at home. Highly recommend.
Yeah,
It's
no,
great.
Julia
You're correct.
turned me and Aaron on to Columbo during the pandemic from her PowerPoint list, and it's a great show, as it turns out. It is still
Yeah.
it's 50 years on. It's still fucking quality television.
Absolutely. Everybody loves a How Ketchum.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where like the rich people actually get punished for doing bad shit and committing murders. Yeah.
What a
My
fantasy.
God.
Anyway, sorry.
Sorry.
Everyone watch Columbo.
Fantasy
It's on
role play.
Peacock.
Beautiful.
Um,
Peacock, sponsor us.
yeah.
The Will Shill for corporate money. Not really. Not.
Yeah.
There's a limit.
Probably not NBC's money. Anyway. So
you're
Imogen, go ahead.
you describe the scene for us, and I'll interrupt you at a dramatically appropriate moment.
Yeah, they are kind of... image I have is like, remember in Mean Girls when Regina George was doing like the burn book and had all of the scraps of everything surrounding her, and she was putting together like all of the pieces. I'm not putting together a burn book, but it's very discombobulated, disorganized to the naked eye, but like all of Imogen has like piles of papers and like, highlighters going, and books open to seemingly random pages. There's probably like on the computer that her parents let her keep in the bedroom, like, some ancient form of like JSTOR open so that there's some kind of like historical text available for her to peruse through.
Your mom would never let you have a computer. Homunculectronics are banned
Oh,
in
sorry.
in the United States. There might be a family computer. The
But it
internet
sucks.
the internet barely exists in this universe
I
because
know,
of the
but
ban on homunculectronics. But
It's my
Jason,
fault. My fault
yeah,
specifically.
it is. It is actually Brendan's fault specifically. He gave us that backstory.
yes, he did.
But yeah, no, you've got all the stuff laid out all around you. I still haven't seen Mean Girls. I know. It's a personal flaw.
It's okay. It's okay.
Um,
You're not flawed.
you have everything spread out on the floor in front of you. And you're looking at it, you're highlighting things, you're trying to make sense of the pattern. And suddenly you hear a voice say, "Looks like you need some red string and like a pegboard." Or you could, I don't know, just ask me who murdered me.
Huh? And Imogen just like kind of like blinks back out of her like mind palace and just kind of comes to out of like the trance that they got in from pursuing such deep research, and it just is like, okay, oh my god, oh, it's like 1:30. I need to wake up in 5 hours and start getting ready for school. I'm clearly hearing voices. I've just been at it all night.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, you are hearing voices, but it is because I'm talking to you. And when you look up, you see sitting in... Imogen definitely has one of those bubble chairs, those 90s like bubble chairs. So sitting in your bubble chair but not depressing it at all. You've seen pictures. How old were you when your uncle died?
Oh, maybe like a infant, like 1 or 2.
Okay, yeah. So you've only seen pictures of this guy, but he looks a lot like your dad. He looks a lot like a much younger, kind of like a little leaner, like just sort of leaner in the face, like a guy who just doesn't who like the kind of guy who forgets to eat because he's chasing down a lead. And a very thin, wavering, almost like when you see like an image projected through smoke image of your Uncle Matty sitting in that bubble chair, smiling at you. And that's where we're going to break for tonight.
Oh, hell. What the hell?
We got friends! We've got friends!
Woo!
Everybody's haunted. We love this game. We love games where
I
everyone can be
got
haunted.
friends in low places.
All right. Thank you all for.
Oasis. Sorry.
Oh,
Don't
listen,
apologize. It was
I could do
beautiful.
the whole thing.
Like it's a rule. Like that's the one line that everyone just kind of just has to scream for no apparent reason.
Let's wait until break though, so we don't get us muted.
Yes,
That
correct.
sound. Right. Thank you guys so
Valid.
much for being here. Hang around 10 minutes. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Here we are at Live from the Apocalypse, where we are back on our theocratic bullshit and ready to go. If you are just now joining us, we have a revenant pretending to be a saint who has just snuck out of his house, followed by his roommate, a V2 rocket in a trench coat, teenage Frankenstein thembo, while their good friend, slightly estranged, but still good friend, has just discovered a ghost of their murdered uncle in their bedroom. You could still be a saint. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know your journey.
Why were you channeling Andy for that?
Andy's the
Why
first
not?
GM I ever had, so I get everything. He taught me everything I know. So basically, blame him is what I'm saying for all of it.
always do.
I mean, always, but
It's
yes.
it's the right move. It's the right move. I blame Andy for everything up to and including the fall of Rome. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow, because Andy is my Roman Empire. Like, crazy how that works out.
wild,
Wow.
wild. I hope he's
I don't know
still
who Andy is. I'm
working
sorry.
right now. He's one of the other GMs at Live from the Apocalypse, one of the other admins.
Heck.
Also been probably my best friend for 20 years more. Embarrassingly long time. Anyway, getting back to it. Imogen, there's like a ghost in your bedroom talking to you. Not menacing, just sort of sitting on the little chair, and saying, "So yeah, you put together some pretty good research there. Did this come from the trash?"
I'm seeing something. I'm seeing things. I'm definitely hallucinating audio and visual hallucinations. Um, I'm obviously just conjuring memories from the family photo book. Um,
No.
okay, just going to lay back down on the floor here, and maybe when I open my eyes back up, um, that then, just snooze for like 20 minutes, getting a good power nap. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not hallucinating, but you're not gonna believe me. What actually happened is that your parents have been fighting so much that neither of them have refreshed the ghost wards on the house for a while, so I can be here. But since they've been putting up ghost wards, I didn't necessarily feel like I should talk to them, and this seemed like a really good opportunity to talk to you, but you're not ready. That's fine. I'll take a walk. They've been down
Ghost
for a while.
ghost
Yeah.
wards?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Who are you supposed to be? You look just like my dad, but
Eh. I'm your dad's older brother by like 5 minutes, but older. Still older. It's important. Deader, also a lot deader. I am a lot deader than your dad. That's also important.
I I should believe you, because if I can believe that my friend is a saint who has died and come back to life, and I have a friend who's a homunculus, um, and another friend that claims to, have deals with the devil. Um,
The actual devil? Like the big guy?
uh, Unimportant.
Oh, oh,
Eh,
yeah, just
uh,
curious.
Ghost words. Mm, so you're a ghost. You're a ghost.
Full ghost. Me. Yep. Maddie. My name is Maddie.
Maddie.
Shake
Oh
your
my
hand, but
god.
it will in fact go right through. It's
I'm a
Oh my
ghost. Shake
god.
my hand.
I'm a ghost. Shake my hand.
Okay. There's only a few things that my uncle would know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Was I conceived before or after the wedding?
I hate that you asked me that question. I hate. Why do you know that? Oh, I guess you could do math. Yay. Yeah. Before, but not as long before as to make it like a shotgun wedding type of situation. Like the wedding had been in the works.
What?
Who does that math? Did you do that math? Or did they like
Yeah,
tell you? Cause okay, you did the math. That's better.
I did the monster math.
It's really upsetting that I cannot high five you. That is genuinely upsetting to me right now.
What's upsetting is that the ghost of my deceased uncle is in my bedroom at 1:45 in the morning on a Sunday, a school night.
Oh,
But yes, I did get these from the trash. You are correct.
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Time is a little wibbly wobbly when you're deceased. So, yeah, sorry. But if uh, yeah. So I can. Meow. Sorry, that's my cell phone. Yeah. Uh, so if you want to know what happened, if you're if you're on the case, that would be really cool. Your dad was on the case for a while, uh, and then that stopped. So it would be really cool if we could find out who murdered me. Um, so I could. I don't actually know what I would do at this point. Haunt them, haunt them, haunt them.
Y- Or at the least get justice for what happened to you. I still don't know what happened to I mean, I was a babe anyway.
It's
Uh,
been a long time since I've been in this house.
yeah. I mean, okay, so my parents put up ghost words, which means they probably knew you were around?
Yeah, so they did. I was talking to your dad for a while, and so the church back then, to it the less these days, which is why I felt safe coming back, does like spot checks with thaumaturgic energy, places that they think people might be up to shit, and yeah, ghosts show up on those spot checks. And ghosts we happen sometimes, just random ghost around. Uh but the fact is, I kept coming back, and they caught me. They caught me, and the options were they could bring in an exorcist to banish me, or they could put up wards around their house, and they chose to put wards up around their house. So that, it's better
Well,
than the alternative.
I'm glad they didn't exercise you. Holy shit.
Me too. That would have
Um,
sucked.
yeah. Wait, Della, hear me out.
Yes.
Does a ghost count as an object? An arcane object?
What a question.
Wonderful
Is
question.
a ghost an arcane object? Is a hot dog a sandwich? You know,
It- you know,
Yeah, the crucial questions that we all need to be asking ourselves.
is magic an object-oriented language?
Right.
I am going to say, yeah, ghosts are kind of people. Ghosts are people. Um,
Damn.
the but they're not. Okay, tell me what it is you want to do.
I was
Oh,
gonna
you
see
want
if
to
I
you want to
could.
appraise.
I wanted to appraise, yeah. But I can also figure out a person.
I figure out a person is going to be better than appraisal. Um,
Yeah.
what I will tell you for free, because you would just know this, is saints are icons, JD, and icons are objects. Uh,
So
is,
Soren's an object. Okay,
you
got
know,
it.
all those
Soren
feelings.
is literally objectified.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Soren has been objectified his whole life.
Hell.
Uh,
Actual hell.
actual hell. Soren lived and went to hell. Uh, the You know that while a ghost is not an object, ghosts can be carried in objects safely, that will make them essentially undetected, can make them not undetectable, but can carry them past things like ghost wards, where they can exist inside. So a ghost ward is like a wall. You can carry them through walls in specific objects and such like. So that also tells you that your your dad didn't try, no one tried to bring him in, or at least they didn't do so on a permanent basis through the ward. Um, but yeah, you can figure someone out. You should roll to figure somebody out,
Yeah. Okay.
and that is going to be yeah, that is mind.
Yeah. Okay, that is an 11.
Oh wow, okay. On a hit, hold two. Ask
Yeah.
two questions. Who's pulling your character's strings? What's your character's beef with blank? What's your character hoping to get from blank? How could I get your character to blank? What does your character worry might happen? How could I put your character in my debt?
And would my uncle happen to be in my faction?
No, he's knight. Ghosts are
Hmm.
knight.
And I'm mortality.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what does Maddie worry? might happen? I mean, what does Maddie worry about happening?
He's he doesn't.
Posthumous Americans. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Shit, Brendan.
High
Fuck
five,
you.
Brendan.
Okay, sorry.
Beautiful.
Go on.
Um, so he's gonna actually kind of answer that in he's gonna sort of shift a little bit in the seat and say, now you can like tell your dad that I'm here. Probably he'll probably be okay with that. You can even tell your mom that I came. She'll be less okay with it, but you know, but I please don't tell the church. They will exercise me, and I really I do not want that. I'm kind of going out on a limb here, seeing as you kind of got like all my stuff here. Um, that you would be chill not going to the church. Please don't go to the church.
No, absolutely not. Would not go. Certainly not. They wouldn't. I mean, one, they wouldn't believe me, or
Oh, they
maybe they
would believe
would too
you.
much.
Yeah, no, they'd believe you. They'd fully believe you. Well, the wrong people would believe you. The people who I don't want to believe you would believe you. If I thought they wouldn't believe you, I wouldn't have bothered to say anything. I'd just be like, "Hey, I'm Maddie."
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So okay, we'll definitely not go to the church with this. Do not want to have my uncle exercised. Absolutely not. But what are you hoping to get from me?
I wanna. I know how I died. I wanna know why. I wanna know why, because that's where I stopped. He points at that paper that you just saw that says, Warwick proved that lineage is not enough. I don't know what that means. What do they mean, my lineage?
Is the Warwick you or is it dad?
Uh, I assumed it was me. Maybe it's him.
Because he recently was kind of let go.
Yeah, I know about that. That's
Yeah.
or that's why your mom would be less thrilled that I'm here. Is he was investigating my death, and I was helping, and uh, that's why I was. That's why I was showing up. That's why I was showing up. Kind of our project, one last, thing for the Warwick twins. We were gonna, we're gonna do the thing, and
And
I was not.
my mother barred you from coming here just because you
They were
bitch.
no, they they were gonna banish me.
Yeah, what a bitch.
They they were gonna put your dad in jail and banish me. Kid, your mom was
And this was
protecting you.
recently.
No, well, this was probably 6 years back when your dad first started having problems.
Oh my god. Okay, so no, not a bitch, but holy shit. Okay.
No, your mom is. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Your mom is a bitch, but she's not like. I say that with respectfully.
Right.
Respectfully, your mom's kind of a bitch, but that's
Brendan, are you okay?
a good thing.
I'm fine.
Oh,
Sorry. I was laughing. I was laughing at that and I was muted. Sorry.
you looked like you were in pain, and so I was just okay checking on you, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I have that
Okay.
effect on people.
Okay.
So we have established that respectfully, your mom was a bitch and she had it coming.
Yeah, respectfully, your mom is
Your
a
mom's a
bitch.
bitch, and she had it coming.
She had it coming. Yeah, I just wanna know. I just wanna know why. And I mean, it's been 5 years since I've been in this house, and you know, you were way too young then. I was gonna drop
Yeah.
this on a, I was gonna drop this on like a 13-year-old,
No.
12-year-old. How old are you? Is
12.
that 12? Yeah, 12. I wasn't gonna drop this on a 12-year-old,
No.
and I probably shouldn't be dropping it on a 17-year-old.
Well, I got nothing else going on. So there's no better time than now.
Yeah. So
But I'd be happy to pick up where you and Dad left off and solve the family mystery.
that would be that'd be real cool. That'd be real
Yeah.
cool. Uh, Listen, I don't know. Eventually, they're gonna remember to bar me again to put the wards back up. I'm gonna need a place to stay. Uh, in that span of time. Um, do you know how to do you know how to make a do you know how to make a ghost box?
I have this owl skeleton. You just want to live in that?
Yeah. There needs to be a couple of things with it. And he will sort of describe to you essentially the little like ritual things that will turn it
Mm,
from being a owl skeleton to being a a cozy home for a ghost. So you can have
great.
sort of um uh, uh your uncle Pokemon living in the bones of an owl.
Just
Uncle Maddie, go!
go. Yeet some fucking owl skeleton at them.
Uncle Maddie, I choose you.
Use curse! Stab self with fucking nail.
But it's fine. But it's fine. He's obviously a ghost
Yeah.
type, so it gets the
Yeah.
extra effect.
You just you cut the HP and then it also cuts the HP of the clergyman you're battling. It's fine.
Yeah.
Listen, this is this is clearly this is clearly what we should have run for the April Fool's episode. Turning this
This
game.
is a missing number stream now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a missing number stream now. This game is about Pokemon now.
Yeah.
Um,
Tune in
so
for Will's Nuzlocke.
so that's how you sort of spend the evening is you talk with your Uncle Matty, who and you learn some cool magic. By the end of which you are fully unconscious. And uh your uncle is in an owl.
Great.
Uh
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Uncle is in the owl. Nature is healing.
Yes.
Speaking of nature is healing, a teenage saint is being stealthily pursued by a teenage Frankenstein. So let's get back to those characters. Storm, where you going?
Where has there tended to be the most activity?
It's not even a question. In and around mostly in the vicinity of the snake pit.
Okay.
That's where a lot of muggings are happening. A lot of other problems are happening. This is where people know the supernatural congregate. That and the Morning Star Diner, actually, because that's a place where a lot of people who are not Christian hang out. And also a lot of supernatural tend to hang out. But it's entirely possible that if you go beat up somebody there, that they might not actually be a vampire and going to, fucking murk you. They might just be a guy. And if you are a fucking coward, you might choose that option as well. So a lot of the attacks on the supernatural that are not attacks on the supernatural, just attacks on people, on like even vaguely affiliated people, are happening around there. Actual attacks on actual supernatural figures are happening around the snake pit.
Then I think Soren is going to the Morningstar Diner.
Sefer, you are following behind. Are you trying to be stealthy?
What an interesting question. I'm actually going to say weirdly no. I think Sefer's actually just kind of like, I think Sefer is trying to follow at a respectful distance, like giving them their space, but is not particularly hiding, because somehow these things square in Zephyr's mind. It's like yes, I am following you. I am following you on this private business that you're clearly trying to do, but I want to like give you like space. Like I don't want to be like weird about it. Don't want to be weird about the fact that I'm following you.
You're being stalked, respectfully, by a
Respectfully.
friend.
Why does this keep happening to me?
I don't
Like
know.
if I had a nickel for each time this has happened, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that
You'd
it's
have
happened
3
twice.
nickels.
Wait,
It happened twice in Never Ember's Enigma.
one at the time I was doing the
Oh,
stalking.
you were. Oh, right. You were doing the stalking. Yeah. Okay.
So you get 2 nickels, you give 1 nickel away, and now you have 1 nickel again, and that's fine. So it cancels
and that's
out.
a
So it's
normal
not
amount
weird.
of nickels.
That's an entirely regular amount of nickels.
Completely normal. Completely sane.
Here we
But
are.
yeah, you are aware that you are being followed. It does not take you long to figure out who is doing the following.
I would like to lose them, if possible.
I mean, rude, honestly, but okay, I guess.
How are you trying? How are you trying to lose them?
I think by trying to move faster and taking routes that I'm not 100% sure Sefer could follow. Like doing the whole scaling the side of buildings, running across rooftops, things like that, which, like, in theory makes sense, but not when you're being followed by a Bembo Frankenstein, who can probably do the exact same things that Soren is trying to do.
I'm about to say, okay, but Sefer also does parkour.
All right, we're gonna do a parkour off. I would like you both roll with blood.
Right. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I think you're fine.
What you got?
I got a 4.
I got an 8.
Okay, you're
All right.
good. You're Gucci.
So I think what happens. So how do you do it? How do you lose them?
I think, with Brendan's permission, that the way Soren loses Sefer is actually by taking a chance and moving into more clearly lit areas. And he is counting on his speed to avoid getting eyes on him, but he knows that if Sefer follows, the ways in which Sefer changes their body to move at more rapid speeds will be very noticeable. And so he's counting on Sefer not wanting to do that, and that his own speed will see him through.
I'm gonna say again, honestly, rude, uh, but fair pool.
All right. All right. Um, give me a luck roll. Actually, somebody else. Amber, give me a luck roll. I want Amber, you to roll.
Somebody who isn't me roll these
Yeah,
dice.
Amber, give me a luck roll.
2d6?
2d6. Straight 2d6.
6.
6. Okay, JD, I want you to roll. Give me another blood roll.
That is a 10.
It's 10. Right. You tonight you find a pair of uh teens. They don't go to your school. They go to a different high school in the area. They are spraying a uh they're spraying a it's a pentagram with a big X over it, which has become sort of an informal symbol of not specifically the Sons of Adam. That's not a Sons of Adam symbol. They would never use a pentagram in any of their iconography. That's too close to devil worship. But it has become kind of a symbol for general supernatural animus. Animus toward the supernatural. Whatever. You get it. You get what the words happen. So yeah, that's what you see. They're spray painting that on the side of the diner. And with a 10, you can punish them as you see fit. What do you do to these spotty children?
And that's the thing right there, because they are teenagers. I think if they were making the mistake of appropriating iconography of the Sons of Adam, this would be a very different encounter. But I think Soren just wants to scare them.
What do you do?
He comes at them from above. He drops down right in front of them. Right behind them, actually.
Okay.
And waits until he has their attention. And just says, "You two are out a little bit late, aren't you?"
Holy shit! Oh my god, where'd you come from?
Up there.
Why? What? Oh, dude, 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 fucking run! And they book it. They just run.
I think Soren appears in front of them as they start running.
One of them screams like a girl. This is relevant because they are, in fact, a girl. But the yeah, both of them are just like, oh fuck, just Jesus Christ. One of them is clearly saying Jesus Christ in a more like prayerful way. Fully pulls up little cross necklace, very similar to the one I'm wearing. Holds a cross necklace up like, yes.
Oh, I think in that case, Soren like fully fixes his gaze on her and is just like, "Oh, do you want us to pray together?"
"Mm, no, no, I really don't. I really don't. I really want to go. I really want to go home. I want to go home. Um, I want to go home." And the other guy just, Christ, Jesse, and swings at you.
Cool.
You rolled a 10 on blood. I'm not rolling for these kids. These are teenagers who are not fighters, really. It's a solid punch.
And Soren takes it. He makes no attempt to get out of the way. He wants them to see that it has no effect on him.
They book it again. He punches you, gets ready, and they book it again. Rabbit.
And I think Soren just calls after them. I'd think twice over whether that's something your god approves of.
Okay. You head back in to home. Sefer, do you go back home?
I think that having lost Soren, at that point, Sefer is, I think, they were already frustrated. Uh, they were kind of looking to get out anyway, and they're like, "Well, I already went to the trouble of sneaking out. I might as well get some air."
You go for a little walk. Give me a luck roll.
Is me?
Is you just
Do you want me to roll again?
Actually, yeah.
no.
Would you mind?
Okay, yeah, yeah. Roll luck for Brendan.
9.
9. So the thing is, that's the luck of somebody else. So you're walking, taking a walk, taking some air. And you sitting around and you have a moment of revelation, thinking about that book, thinking about those stories, about how all things can be unmade, thinking about the line you found before, we make them like angels. And for a second, you realize you've thought you've been reading about homuncular electronics this whole time. You've been reading eschatology. And you remember another page that you found before, even more heavily redacted than the one you've been stuck on for so long. That ended in a very similar sentence, which now that you think about it, you're pretty sure was, by these things, all things can be, by this method, all things can be reborn. You haven't been reading a book about how to make homunculi. You've been reading a book on how to make everything. And that's when the tranquilizer darts hit the back of your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All down your spine, puncturing into the space in between each vertebra, hitting directly into the dural space of the spine. You see, as you hit the ground, whatever is in this, and there's a part of you that's pulling apart the chemicals even as they're working on you. There's a part of you that's pulling them apart, analyzing their structure, analyzing their contents, and giving you information on exactly what they are. As you go down, you hear footsteps approaching and you hear someone say, "Did you get it?" "I fucking got it. It's down." You feel a boot push into your shoulder, roll you over onto your back. And you see a face that looks old, weathered, but the eyes are the same as Father Chapek's. You're looking at Andrew, his brother. He says, "Bag him. Let's go."
Everyone's getting an uncle this session. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. No one has uncle trauma. No one.
No,
No one.
Soren, you get home. You get home and kind of get into bed. You're not tired. That wasn't tiring. Honestly, it was a little anticlimactic.
And I don't sleep anyways, so
It doesn't really matter. So what do you do? What do you do instead? You change out of your clothes. There's a comfy bed. What do you do?
I think Soren would go to Sefer's room because he knows Sefer was following him.
Hmm?
And if there is any way to get ahead of this before Sefer tells their parents about this, Soren wants to do that.
The room is still empty. The attic is empty. You see the various pickled electronics along the wall. You see the manuscript Sefer had been translating laid out on their workbench. But you don't see them. Your window's been neatly closed. You're walking in. Zeke comes with you. Zeke kind of walks in, is looking at the electronics, like, I don't like the smell of this. It's doing the fox. He's doing the fox thing right now. He sort of gets up and sniffs the book and then freezes and then looks at you and says, "Soren, and tears apart like a jagged white rend in space, blinding even to your enhanced vision, especially to your supernaturally enhanced vision. You're forced to look away. You can feel the heat burning your face as some emanation comes from what was once the body of your friend. And then it's gone. And Zeke is back on the book, looking shocked, like literally electrocuted, and looks at you and says, it's beginning. And then he faints, dead away. That's where we wrap. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of season 2 of Thy Kingdom Come. I told
Alyssa,
y'all
what
the
just
gloves.
happened?
I told y'all the gloves was coming off. I warned y'all.
We have 40 whole minutes.
If 40 minutes?
I don't know.
I feel like
Okay.
I feel like this is you know?
Sorry.
I have so many questions.
You know, I could keep it going, but I don't want to get so far ahead that Jerome can't catch up.
No, you're so valid.
No,
I just want to know what the fuck is happening.
Exactly. And that was an epic moment to end on. Like,
Yeah.
I can't fault that.
I mean, I already know like what Zephyr's gonna say when they wake up. So
Good.
yeah.
Good. So, everybody, thank y'all, everybody in the chat, for being here this evening. We're gonna do our outros tonight. Let's go in opposite alphabetic order and start with JD.
Sure, yes. Hi. Tonight I have been Saint Soren Augustine. You can find me on the internet at JD Not Jason Dean. I'm going to be streaming a lot in the next couple of weeks, so you can find me in a lot of places. One of those places being here tomorrow night for a class reunion. Then I will be with Lost Caravan on Wednesday for our Nova campaign. I'll be back here for Never Ember's Enigma on Thursday. And then a season of Secrets and Shadows, the third and final season, technically will kick off with a YouTube live premiere on Friday. And then I'll be back here with Table 1 on Saturday, and back here with Academy H on Sunday. So that is what I'm doing over the next week or so. But I do a lot of other things, so check the socials for that.
Incredible. Brendan, it's you.
Hello. Yeah, it's me. I plugged the other stuff that I'm doing. I think this coming week. So in 2 days, I'll be back here doing gymming, Cryptid Community College. We're coming in for a landing on season 2. There probably 2 to 3 sessions left there, depending on how things go. We left on something of a cliffhanger last time, and I'm excited to see where things go.
Amazing. Amazing. I am hype for that. Amber.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. I am a 3-time Emmy-nominated TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamber. I am only going to be in one other place this week because, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to stream Stardew Valley tomorrow on my channel at 2 p.m. Eastern because I'm going day by day because I'm supposed to have jury duty this week. And so, like, I deliberately didn't plan anything for this week because you never know where you're going to get called for jury duty. It's fabulous. Thanks, DC. Anyway, so I'm going to stream Stardew Valley on my channel, The Space Jamber, twitch.tv/The Space Jamber from 2 to 5. And then on Wednesday, if I don't have jury duty on Wednesday, I'm going to do the same. play that new update. And then Wednesday night from 8:30 to 11:30, you can find me on High Shelf Collective playing Pirate Borg, which, hey, never, I've only played Mork Borg once. Pirate Borg is the same, but with pirates. So I have a bunch of characters. They might all die. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, or that's just the way the SeaTac crumbles.
It's just the way the Morkborgs.
Yes. Yeah, so you can just keep up. I'm coming back from being really, really sick, physically and mentally. So keep up with my socials. I'm going to be using Threads and Twitter again. So yeah, find me at the Space Jamber. Go team! Yay!
Amazing. Oh, right. I do one of these too. I was just going to be like,
Yeah.
that's supposed to be the right. Oh, hi. I'm Della. I am the author of this misery. And I play everyone else. My favorite NPCs did not get to be here tonight. They're the moms. I love being the moms. But I don't know. Maddie might grow on me. He's pretty cool. Maddie's cool. You can find me here on LFTA, where I will be running this game. I'm also here every Thursday night, either being B, the completely normal gnomish wizard, or being Rachel, a haunted house of ghosts who is just go- the CIA was a lot fucking easier than this shit. I'm just saying. In Redacted. You can also occasionally find me on Sundays, where I will not be here this Sunday, where I will be playing, continuing to be the pale flowers that blossom on battlefields, Siblid Warrior, in Academy H. I think I've only got like one more of those, and it's not going to be next week. So we'll see about that. And that's it. That's all I do. Those are all of my things. I hope y'all have an excellent evening. This has been a slightly shorter session. Normally, we will keep going on to like 11 o'clock at night, but lacking a bedlam, I felt that I didn't want to go too far ahead. He has plenty of drama coming his way as well. We will be back on our bullshit in 2 weeks, on April 8th. Yes, that is the second Monday in April. Thank you all so much for being here. JD, who are we rating?
I think we're gonna go raid Entropy Emporium since several of our friends and castmates are playing basically a battle royale Minecraft, and we're gonna see what's going on there. And I know that me and Amber both are running games on that channel, so let's go show them some love because they're amazing.
Love to do it. Love to hear it. Thank you all so much. Say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye,
everybody.
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.